Hello and welcome everybody to another StarCraft 2 cast by Glitch. Today I'm bringing to you a TVP on Shattered Temple. Spawning here in the bottom position as the red Terran we have Team vileHasHe. Spawning here in the northern position as the orange Protoss we have MafiaCheese. Looking forward to an interesting game here from these two players. vileHasHe, of course, of Team Vile, well known for a few very good players. Most famous to me, of course, is Psy. If you guys have ever heard of StarCraft, that is PSY StarCraft. You can check out his YouTube channel. Amazing Zerg player, does a lot of really good tutorials that are based mostly in Zerg play, and he's just so good. He's a funny guy too. Love that guy. Absolutely good player, and I've seen him cast Hash's games before, and for those of you that don't know, yes, his name is Hash. I've heard it pronounced a plethora of different ways. Sometimes I hear it pronounced Hashe or Hashy, and no, it's just Hash. Apparently he wanted the name Hash, but unfortunately Blizzard wouldn't let him have that name because there is a certain reference to a specific type of drug that I am not going to be talking about in this cast, but so Blizzard wouldn't let him have Hash, so he added an E on the end, just a silent E, but now everyone pronounces it and people keep calling him things like Hashe. I don't know. Anyway, MafiaCheese, don't know anything about this player, but he was ranked up against vileHasHe on ladder, so he's got to be at least a decent player. I'm pretty sure Hash is Masters. He's definitely not in the Grandmasters yet, but he's definitely a good Terran player in that Masters League. Now moving out right now to scout, just now seeing that probe move into his base, and it looks like, holy cow, look at that game sense from Hash there. Able to see that probe come in, and I guess just based on that probe timing, he was able to infer that they spawned cross position. So Hash is now moving across the map, and it's going to be able to scout MafiaCheese's base right away, right from the get-go. Good scout noob from Hash. A little bit of BM there from Hash. Let's ignore that, because we don't like BM here. Nice 1-1-1 from MafiaCheese. Little does he know, I don't think Hash has actually gone for a 1-1-1 so far. He has not mined any gas. Looks like he is going to be going for a 1-Rax expand style. He got that barracks down and started instantly throwing down that command center, and it looks like Cheese is assuming that he's gone for a bit of a 1-1-1 build here. Be interesting to see how Cheese will be responding to that. By the way, I'm just going to respond to this guy, or I'm just going to refer to this guy as Cheese now this entire game. I don't think Mafia is actually a guild or anything, but or a team rather. But that's just what I'm going to call him, just because it's shorter. We do have one gateway down here for Cheese. As we can see, no energy is being saved up on that Nexus, so we don't have a lot of chrono boosts going down on this warp gate. Those chrono boosts are going down on those probes, which is indeed reflected in that harvester count. 24 harvesters to 18 right now. Hash, of course, making up for that with the fact that he has these wonderful mules. So both players actually, interestingly enough, going for a similar style of build. MafiaCheese has gone for a gateway into a Nexus, whereas Hash has gone for one barracks into a command center. So both of these players going to be going for two base styles of play. And Hash doing a very good job of scouting. I don't think Cheese has actually seen into the base of Hash at all. No, he's actually not seeing anything at all. He's trying to get a stalker into the base of Hash right now, and Hash is going to deny that quite easily with the 5 Marines he has positioned at the top of his ramp. In the meantime, he's now thrown down 2 gas geysers as well as 2 more barracks, so he's going to be operating here on 3 racks as he expands into his natural expansion. And likewise, actually, from MafiaCheese, yeah, we actually see 3 racks here for Hash, 3 gateways here for MafiaCheese. So MafiaCheese is going to be going for a 3-gate style. Wouldn't even be surprised to see if he threw down a robo. And yes, indeed, there goes that robo. Check that game sense out from Glitch. Going for that 3-gate robo. It's a fairly standard style of play for Protoss to go 2-base, 3-gate robo. At least initially, then add on whatever you would like later on. On the production tab right now, we can see that a factory is now coming up for Hash. We do have a tech lab coming down on that barracks. That tech lab will most likely be added in to try to get some of that stim up early so that Hash can come at Cheese with a big stim timing attack. And looks like in the meantime, he's just macroing up a ton of Marines. And actually, I'm surprised that he's not bringing this command center down onto the low ground. Cheese is actually in an excellent position right now as he's been mining on this natural for quite a while. Hash should have been moving this down for quite a while. He's going to be falling behind in the economy. If we check out the harvester tab right now, we can see that Cheese is staying very consistently ahead of Hash right now. 36 to 25 harvesters. That is a pretty big difference there in harvesters, even with mules, especially with Cheese on 2 base and Hash just on 1. But looks like Hash is not going to be quite expanding it, just using the second orbital command to continue to produce those SCVs. One observer now out on the field for Cheese. Looks like he is now producing one more observer and starting to produce a lot of units off these warp gates. That warp gate tech is done. 3 warp gates now producing units. Looks like he's going for a very gateway-centric mix of units. In the meantime, he's controlling that Xel'Naga Watchtower with this 1 Stalker and about to send this observer into the base of Hash and know exactly what's going on. He does have this probe positioned behind the base of Hash. Cheese has got to be feeling pretty good right now, as he has just seen that this expansion has gone down, and so he's got to be feeling pretty good. He is starting to get way ahead in the food count, as we can see. He is currently 58 to 72, so Cheese is actually feeling like he's in a pretty good position right now. He does now have an observer in the base. It has scouted this starport, now producing these medevacs. He knows exactly what he's going up against. He knows he's going up against this bio with Marauder, or with medevac push, and so it looks like he's going to be building units here accordingly. So far for Hash, let's check out actually what Hash has seen in the base. Hash has actually not been on top of his scouting at all this game, does not even know that this natural expansion is up. Managed to do a scan here and managed to catch the 3 warp gates and the robo, but did not see this expansion going down here at all. He's completely in the dark. Not the best position here for Hash. Hash quite a bit behind right now. In the food count, we do now see Immortals being chrono boosted out here for Cheese, and a big force of Zealots and Stalkers out here at the front of the base. 95 food to 73 food. Hash not in the best position, but he is loading up a medevac. This is one good way to get ahead in the food count. If you are behind in that food count, you want to go for small, very aggressive sets of units that are a little bit less risk, but could potentially be high reward, and that's exactly what Hash is doing here, as he did get all his forces in there and having not known what his opponent was doing. Forces now stimming in, moving in, getting a lot of probe kills in the back, but there are so many forces here from Cheese. It looks like Cheese is going to be able to demolish the rest of these forces, and yes, indeed, those forces have been annihilated. In the meantime, the drop has now pulled up, not having done that much damage. They were able to snipe that robotics facility, so that is going to slow down that production of Immortals, but it looks like MafiaCheese is now just going to decide to move out. He's in such a good place right now, has his opponent scouted out so well. Observer in the main, or in the natural rather, scouting that front of the base. Looks like the forces of Hash are now moving out to try to do a little bit of counterattack as he gets ready to do another drop in the back, but all these forces of MafiaCheese actually moving out here, and looks like Hash is going to be moving into the main. Looks like this drop is going to be pretty effective. There is an observer here in the back of the base. He's going to see this coming, but in the meantime, MafiaCheese moving in with a ton of forces here. Lots of forces here from Cheese, going to be able to deal a huge amount of damage. I don't know if Hash is going to be able to hold this. He is now pulling SCVs off the line. There are multiple SCVs here off the line, and we do have a force field here going down from Cheese as he now takes out all the workers and takes out this orbital command here. Nice play there by Cheese. In the meantime, this drop in the main is taking out a lot of workers. If we check out the workers killed count, we can see that Hash is actually way up in workers killed right now, but he does have this giant army in his base, and he's not looking good right now in terms of food count. 83 food to 70. Hash not in the best place, pulling all his SCVs to try to defend against this attack. The Nexus going down in the main of MafiaCheese, but MafiaCheese not at all caring right now, just going to keep pushing into the base, feeling like he's in a good position here. Only 1 Marauder now out and a ton of SCVs and 4 Marines here for Hash, and I think Cheese is going to be able to take out all the forces here. So many SCV losses here for vileHasHe, and he is going to be forced to GG. I don't think there's a whole lot more that he can do about this. He is not mining anymore. Cheese, of course, still mining at his expansion, and now he's got a ton of Stalkers here to defend this drop here from Hash. The forces of Cheese just steamrolling over all the production structures of Hash right now. In the meantime, this drop is now being warded off, and there is the GG from vileHasHe. Holy cow, well played game there from MafiaCheese. That was not what I was expecting out of that game, but man, that was just solid play there from MafiaCheese, able to take advantage of the fact that Hash really did not scout this expansion at all, didn't know about this expansion, and got his natural going really, really late. So definitely suffered in that food count. Thanks a lot for watching, guys. If you guys enjoyed this, please do the thumbs up, the commenting, the subscribing, all that good stuff. I appreciate you guys watching, and that does it for me, guys. Glitch out.